For my family exploration paper, I decided to interview my friend and coworker, Hannah. Hannah is the oldest of 2 children. Her parents are originally from Kansas City. They moved to a small town in western Iowa when they decided they were ready to start a family. Hannah is very close with her dad's side of the family. So this is the side of the family that she spends a lot of holidays like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Easter with. A tradition and ritual that Hannah and her family do every year is that for Christmas, they would all buy each other presents. However, as family members started to have children, it became really expensive to buy everybody a gift. So this issue would cause a lot of arguing within the family because they needed to decide on an amount that was okay for everybody, and as kids started to get older, they were required to buy gifts as well. So $25 wouldn't be enough for some people, and for $50 would be too much for others. So 6 years ago, Hannah's grandparents decided that they were going to stop the tradition of buying gifts for everybody, and they agreed that they were going to do like an elephant gift exchange type of thing. So everybody was required to buy one gift. They set a amount of $25, and this gift, if it was for a girl, would have a red bow, and if it was for a guy, it would have a green bow, because those would be Christmas colors. Another thing that they decided to do for Christmas, instead of buying gifts for everybody in the family, is that they were going to play bingo. So her grandparents went out and purchased like a bingo set, and her grandma went to a dollar store and bought $10 worth of prizes. When this idea was actually first presented to the family 6 years ago, they weren't really into it. However, after they played bingo that first night, it actually has become a tradition or a ritual in her family. They play bingo every year. 6 years ago, Hannah's grandma purchased all these gifts at the dollar store. This is something that has actually been divided between other family members at this point. So everybody takes $50, goes to a dollar store, and buys prizes. When I asked Hannah about her family members having specific behaviors, she explained to me how her grandpa is always the one that spins the wheel for bingo, so he actually never gets to play bingo himself. She also explained to me that her uncles don't typically help out in any sort of way with food or decorations or anything. They kind of show up and sit down with the beer in their hand and kick back. One of Hannah's aunts also makes her famous Chex Mix every year for Christmas. This is everybody's favorite dish when it comes to Thanksgiving and Christmas and holidays. This is the only time of the year that they get it, and it's the first thing that's gone in seconds. It's a recipe that unfortunately her aunt won't share with anybody, so she's the only person that is able to make it and bring it to these type of events. Another thing is that all of these Christmas events take place at Hannah's parents' house. They've never taken place at her grandparents' house or any of her aunts or uncles. As family members started to have children, everybody couldn't fit around one table. So there was a kids' table made at some point throughout the tradition. It's no longer a kids' table since Hannah and all of her cousins are adults, but it is still referred to as a kids' table. When I asked Hannah about gender roles within her family, she told me that it's typically her mom and aunts that are in the kitchen cooking and preparing things at Christmas, while everybody else is kind of hanging out, doing their own thing. She did mention that her dad would like to help, and he does often offer, but he also does like to sit back and talk to his brothers. When I asked Hannah what she would like to see it changed within the rituals, she shared with me that she would like to see someone else spin the wheel so her grandpa could actually get a chance to play bingo, kind of like how her mom and aunts took over buying the prizes. Personally, I enjoyed interviewing Hannah. It was really fun to see that we share so much in common when it comes to family, even though we do come from different cultures and backgrounds. For example, in my own family, the women do most of the cooking and cleaning all the time, not just around family events, while the men sit around watching TV and drinking. And while my own family doesn't play bingo, we do actually play Farkle. My feelings for Hannah are simply based off of our friendship. I don't see her differently after this interview. I don't see her differently because she is a girl or because she isn't a male. I don't love her, but I don't hate her either. She's just simply a friend. She seems like a good person. She's someone I'm able to have a normal conversation with, someone I don't have to pretend to be someone else around. She isn't someone that pretends herself. We've actually been working together for almost a year now, so I've really enjoyed just kind of getting to know her better through work. I've actually known most of the things that I interviewed her on, I've already known because we've talked about it in the past. Personally, I wouldn't say that we're best friends in any way. She is a good friend and I do enjoy talking to her, but she isn't someone that I would open up to about very personal things. However, that's kind of based more off of myself. There isn't really a friend that I would open up to more about personal things. Those are things that I would keep within my family. I think self-disclosure theory is a good one for our friendship. Over the past year, we've gotten to know each other. We've disclosed information to one another about each other. So that has helped build our friendship. Another good theory for our friendship is uncertainty reduction theory. This theory is typically based off of the beginning settings of a friendship. So that would obviously work for when we first met about a year ago. But I think it still works now because we don't know everything about each other. So we will still ask each other questions, share personal stories and stuff like that to get to know each other. I'm not sure that there's really any cost or rewards to this friendship, nor that any emotions might affect it. I'm more cautious on my side. I don't open up to everybody, nor do I share information with everybody. Me and Hannah work perfectly fine as friends. We work perfectly fine knowing what we know about each other. There really isn't any issues between us. In the end, I don't know how long we will be friends. She is actually leaving in a month because she is graduating, so she is moving on to student teaching. But we do plan to go ahead and get dinner before she leaves town, and if she ever does come back, we will always reach out to each other and get together. But again, like, I don't know if we're going to be friends for the next month only or for the next 30 years. However, I feel like this is one of those friendships that even if we didn't talk for 30 years, if we ran into each other at a grocery store, we would still be able to pick up where we left off. I can only hope that whoever shows up in the fall to take Hannah's position is as nice as she is, isn't someone that is kind of a stick in the mud. I don't know if a person really gets that lucky twice in a row that they're able to find a friend and a coworker in one person.